there, Aquarius. I had to start the reading over again, and rather than edit out me laying down the cards and all that, I'm just going to start from the cards themselves. The heart of the matter is the Three of Pentacles. This is a card of teamwork. This is a card, if you're in the workplace, of working together with your coworkers very well. It's collaboration versus competition. Actually, this central card isn't necessarily what you are currently experiencing. It might be what you want more than anything in the world, and that you don't have, and that you're looking for something like that. And maybe you are in a workplace that people feel pitted against each other rather than working together. In the past position, we have the Empress card. This is a card of creativity and even motherhood, or you could extend it to men too and say parenthood. So perhaps there is some concern about the situation in the workplace, and recently you have begun to have strong urges to be creative or to maybe start a family. And so this is prompting you to maybe think of a different course of action. It's really interesting when you think about it, how these things all come together, because sometimes what we think is such a terrible situation is what gets us motivated to make that change. And then other doors open up. So just keep that in mind, whatever you might be going through that feels like, oh, this is going to like totally turn my life upside down. You haven't seen nothing yet, actually, because in 2026, you're going to start to have eclipses in your sign and your opposite sign of Leo. So that can be very interesting, to say the least, as far as your life is concerned. But also even the eclipses in Pisces and Virgo. Those have affected the one in Pisces, your income. And so that can really affect your work life too. So just believe that everything is happening for you rather than to you, and you should be all right. The higher message is the Ten of Cups. This is family harmony. So yes, kind of what I was saying with the Empress. Maybe it's not, well, the Empress is the Earth Mother energy, which to me is a very hands-on approach, which is very rooted in a natural way of doing things, which our modern world is so, almost seems like it's conspired to make us favor the unnatural over the natural, or the inorganic versus the organic. And the Ten of Cups can be that this thing that you have been looking for, this is like the pot at the end of the rainbow. It might be right under your nose. It might be something that all it takes is you deciding that that's what you want in your life, and you get the ball rolling. What crosses you is the Temperance card. This card is connected to Sagittarius, and the Temperance card is, you can see this, I guess we would call it like an earth angel. 1 foot in the water, representing the spiritual, and 1 foot on land. Now, I think somebody was, in another reading I did on YouTube, was commenting on the cups and the, pouring of the water, and said it was reminiscent of Aquarius. And I confess that I really don't understand that symbolism. And, but I do understand the idea of balance. The Temperance card can be about balancing the spiritual and the material. I understand that perfectly well. And basically, it's all about realizing that both sides of that are aspects of you and that have to be nourished. And so, for instance, the Three of Pentacles too can be like a good money card, and the Empress too. So there might be some money. Maybe this has to do with that lunar eclipse back on September 7th, that maybe has blessed you with more resources. And it's easy when something like that happens to kind of like just go into this complete like immersion in the material and forget about your spiritual side. So and it might be suggesting that because it's right under the Three of Pentacles, that you have to have balance there. And maybe if there is something that you feel is missing, it is the honoring of the spiritual in the midst of maybe material abundance. What's coming in is the Knight of Wands. This can be an adventurous month for you. Actually, I'm thinking about it astrologically, Aquarius, and the new moon in October is falling in your 9th house, which is the house of, this is actually the house that this card represents, of Sagittarius, which is long distance travels, the expansion of some form, but this is a very adventurous card. So maybe you are going to really start to explore more than you have been in the recent past for whatever reason. And 2 cards came out when I was picking from one of the piles. The outcome card, one of them is the Ten of Wands. In one of my books, it's called The Burdens of Success. And this can indicate working overtime. So with the other cards, it suggests maybe if you get a raise, but then you have to do more work or something along those lines. Be careful that you moderate that you're not doing something that is overextending yourself. This is a card that could lead to burnout. And the other one is Knight of Cups, offer of love. And if you are in a 3-party situation, 3 of Pentacles sometimes can be that, you might, and if you are the one who is unwillingly in that situation, then you really may find that there is somebody else who has always had, a thing for you, or maybe somebody that you meet that will become this person for you at some point. So again, it's like, it would seem like it would be the worst thing in the world, and yet, like find out that your partner is cheating. But I bet you 9 times out of 10 that a person in that situation would realize that, you know what, I wasn't happy either. And so maybe they did this thing, but they're saving us both some grief, because I wasn't happy, and I really didn't want to keep going on this way. But maybe you didn't know how to let go. So, but it doesn't have to be that. It can simply be that you realize that you and your partner aren't on the same page, and that's what you're really looking for. So you find somebody who is. All right, that's what I have for you, Aquarius. I hope that this resonated. If you would like an astrological reading, a tarot reading, or both, please click on the link below for more information. Have a great month. Bye.